Isn't it fascinating how the most powerful minds, the most confident individuals, those who move through life with ease and certainty, they never rush, they never feel pressured, they never let anyone dictate their pace. Because when you pause, just for a moment, you reclaim something truly valuable. You reclaim choice, and choice is power. You've seen it before, haven't you? Those who rush, those who feel they must answer immediately, they trap themselves. One option isn't a choice. Two options, that's not freedom either. That's just a forced decision between A and B. When you create 3, 4, 5 options, suddenly you're in control. Suddenly you're leading, not following. And maybe you've noticed, the most successful people, they don't jump at the first thought, the first impulse. No, they breathe, they pause. They allow space for wisdom to emerge. Because wisdom, it doesn't come from pressure. It comes from clarity. It comes from knowing deeply that you deserve time to think. And if someone tries to rush you, if they push, if they press, isn't it interesting how the very pressure reveals their intent? Because why would anyone need to rush? Unless they don't want you to think. Unless they want to take away your power. And isn't that the perfect reason to slow down even more? To breathe even deeper? To step back and see all the angles before you move? Because you deserve control. You deserve choice. You deserve to feel confident, certain, in command of your own time, your own mind, your own decisions. And the more you realize this, the more you see how natural it is, the more you know this is just who you are now. A person who takes their time. A person who makes powerful choices. A person who never rushes unless they choose to. And that feels right, doesn't it? And isn't it fascinating how the mind, your mind, is already beginning to shift effortlessly, naturally, as if something deep inside you has always known this truth. Because there's something about the way truly powerful people move. Not in a rush, not in a scramble, not in a flurry of reaction, but with ease, with certainty, with an unshakable sense that they control time. They decide when to speak, when to act, when to choose. And maybe you've already noticed that urgency is never a demand from within, but a pressure from without. A push, a force, an attempt to make you dance to someone else's rhythm instead of your own. But you don't dance for anyone, not unless you choose to. Because the moment you pause, the moment you allow yourself the space to breathe, something extraordinary happens. Pressure dissolves. Options expand. What once felt like an imposed decision suddenly becomes a landscape of possibilities. One option, no choice. Two options, a trap disguised as freedom. But 3, 4, 5, that's where your power begins to rise. Effortlessly, naturally. As if it had always been there. Because it has. And as this realization sinks deeper, as it becomes a part of you, in ways that you don't even need to think about it, you begin to notice how time bends around you, how people respond differently to you. Because when you pause, when you take a breath instead of rushing in, they feel it, they see it, they sense the shift. Because there's a quiet power in stillness, a magnetic confidence in restraint. And every time someone tries to push you, to rush you, to pressure you, isn't it interesting how that very act reveals them? As if they're waving a flag that says, I don't want you to think. I don't want you to see. I don't want you to choose for yourself. And now you know what to do with that. Now you know what that means. And the more they push, the more you relax. The more they rush, the more you slow down. The more they try to control you, the more you feel completely in control. And that feeling, that certainty, that knowing, It only grows stronger every time you breathe, every time you pause, every time you allow yourself the gift of time, of space, of mastery over your own mind. Because this is who you are now. And that feels right, doesn't it?